Happy Friday, August the 9th, Hebrews 11:30-40. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after being marched around by the Israelites for 7 days. And by faith, Rahab the harlot, the prostitute, she welcomed the spies in peace and didn't perish with those who disobeyed. But what more can we say? The writer of Hebrews says, and what more can I say? Time is too short for me to tell you about Gideon and Barak and Samson and Jephthah and David and Samuel and the prophets, who by faith conquered the kingdoms and administered justice and obtained promises and shut the mouths of lions and quenched the raging of fire and escaped the edge of the sword and gained strength and weakness, became mighty in battle and put foreign armies to flight. Women received their dead, raised to life again. Other people were tortured, not accepting release, so that they might gain a better resurrection. Others experienced mockings and scourgings as well as bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawed in two, they died by the sword, they wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, destitute, afflicted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts and on caves, they wandered in deserts and on mountains. They were hiding in caves and holes in the ground. And all of these were approved through their faith, but they did not receive what was promised, since God had provided something better for us so that they would not be made perfect without us. So now as we look at this summary, this summation of those who walked by faith, it's good to remember the promise and still remember what is yet promised. Abraham was promised a name, a land, a nation. See, in the typical Old Testament survey, we would find God's covenant promises to Abraham. Abraham received the covenant from God and that he would have offspring that would be uncountable, innumerable. They would be a nation. His name and reputation would be great, and he would receive a land that was yet to be shown to him. The impact of God's promise is seen in the words that all peoples of the earth would be blessed through Abraham. You'll find that in Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. That is God's promise that fulfills his promise in the garden that ultimately Satan would be defeated by the seed of Eve. We have in this book of Hebrews a summary of God's work, God's plan, God's provision of salvation and redemption. It's so much more than name and land and nation. See, God's promise is for perfection, for rest in his presence. We have been given a relationship through the shed blood of Jesus Christ with our Creator. We are allowed to draw near with confidence through the veil, to enter into the very presence of God. All right, let's go. Woo! We'll see you next week.